This is part 2 of our 5-part series on the Pocket 380 pistols. This time we'll look at the size, the weights, the slide lengths, where they're made, and then prices. Obviously the little Desert Eagle, which makes some of the largest pistols out there, also makes this one, which is definitely the smallest of them. I would say it's probably debatable what the next smallest would be, but if we hold the old Kel-Tec up against this Taurus, depends on what you're going to choose to start at the front, or if you're going to count this little lump, and then this way we're pretty much dead even. So this I would say would be pretty debatable, which would be the next size smallest. I think it's fairly clear that the two Walthers are the two largest in the group, and the Bersa here isn't the best example of a Bersa, only because this is sort of the smallest Bersa, or one of the smaller Bersas. They make some that are as large as this PPK, and then the PPK's big brother, the PP, is what I think the Bersas were designed off. So some of these Bersas do get pretty big. Big 380s are fairly comfortable, and they're real easy to shoot. So it's not necessarily a negative thing, it's just another way we can compare them or sort them out. In the middle are the Kel-Tec, the Ruger, the Kahr, and then this Guardian. But picking up this Guardian makes me think of another way we could sort these out. Very quickly go through some of the weights. So for the Walther PK 380, we're looking at 1 pound 3 ounces on the dot. Next up for the Walther PPK, the small version of the Walther PP. Of course all these are empty. We're looking at 1 pound 6.8 ounces, so not a lot of difference there, although this one's a steel frame and this one's the polymer frame. We're going to go to this Guardian 380 from North American Arms, and we're looking at 1 pound 2.4 ounces. The Bersa CC is 1 pound 1.6. Now let's drop to this little Kahr. We're looking at the 11.4 ounces. The little Kel-Tec P3AT, we're looking at 9 ounces. The Ruger LCP is 9.6 ounces. The Taurus, they say I think is 10 point something. Yep, 10 on the dot, on their scale at least. And then next up would be the Colt PocketLite, and that's 13.4 ounces. Micro Desert Eagle weighs in at 13.6 ounces. Now I ran through those pretty quick, so I don't remember them, but it gives you a good idea that we're looking at about a pound. To give us some comparison, I'm going to use this Kel-Tec magazine with 6 rounds of Gold Dot 380, and that's exactly 3 ounces. So we would basically add 3 ounces to any of these to give it 6 rounds of ammo. Their P380, we're looking at about a 7-inch slide. The Desert Eagle, Micro Desert Eagle, we're looking at a 4 or 5-inch slide. This little Kahr is pretty small. We're looking at just about a 5-inch slide. P380, again 5 or 6. Getting a little bit larger. This Bersa CC, looking at more like 6. And then that PPK between 4 and 5. So again, we're looking at some different shapes here, which can kind of create optical illusions as far as sizes go. But for the most part, again, we're looking at the Walthers being the largest and the heavier end of the spectrum. As far as other ways to divide them up, I like to divide things up by where they're made and whether or not you agree that that's a worthwhile metric. It's definitely another way we can group these. So let's start with this Taurus. Most are made in Brazil. This one's made in USA. Go to this Colt, made in USA. We'll go to this Ruger, made in Prescott, Arizona, USA. Kel-Tec, down in Florida, USA. Micro Desert Eagle, these made in Minnesota, yep, USA. Walther PPKS, made in USA. PK 380 imported by Springfield, Massachusetts, but made in Germany. North American Arms, made in Provo, Utah, North America, USA. Kahr P380, made in Worcester, Massachusetts. The Bersa, made in Argentina. It's another South American. So we've got a lot of them made in America. A couple of them made though in South America. Most of them made here in the U.S. and then the one made in Germany. So we are looking at a U.S. made metal here. Can't go wrong with that. As far as prices, we can talk about some ballparks, but you get into prices and everybody's got an opinion. For that PocketLite, which is I think the oldest one out here, we're looking at probably $700-800, maybe even more. For the Micro Desert Eagle, we're looking at the $500 to $550 range. For this PPKS, this is a used one, and we're probably looking at the $400 to $500. North American Guardian is again closer to $500. The LCPs, we're looking maybe $350, $400. The Kahr is one of the more expensive ones at about $600. The Bersa is a fairly inexpensive one, more like $3 to $4, $350, somewhere in there. And then the newer Walther PK380, again a pretty economical one, under $400, probably $350 to $400. So this was part 2 of our 5-part series. The next part will deal with grips and sights and sight pictures.
The guys and gals of GunWebsites.com encourage you to take a CCW class every year, practice at least once a month, and carry every day. Thanks for watching GunWebsites.com.